And we're ready, strong boss bitches. We are talking why your blessings might be on hold. Monica's in the house with me again today. We are bringing it to you. We are ready, and we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about all of it, so stay with us. Hello, everyone. This is Meredith with a Y, and I am your host, Meredith Willits. Today, we are going to go deep, changing lives, and I am giving you the keys to the castle. We're doing it again.
Howdy. What's happening? What's crack-a-lacking out there? Strong boss bitches.
We're here, the strong boss bitches. We're going to be talking about why your blessings might be on hold. And I get this question a lot, especially from women. Where is my knight in shining armor? When am I going to meet the man of my dreams? When am I going to get the job? When am I going to make the next move? Everyone wants to know when. And it has nothing to do with timing.
It has absolutely nothing to do with time.
It has to be with being ready.
We are going to bring a lot of awareness to a lot of people that don't understand, because people always associate blessings with religion.
Mm-hmm.
And blessings come in so many different forms, ladies and gentlemen.
And sometimes the answer no. Can I get this job? No is an answer to a prayer. Can I be with that guy? No.
A no can be a blessing.
Oh, all the men.
No can be a
all
blessing.
The boyfriends that I wanted to be with and marry. And thank you, Lord Jesus, for saying no. You must wait for Jim.
Absolutely.
No.
Absolutely. No can be a blessing.
Yeah.
And people don't realize that. They really, really don't. And it's funny, when we were coming up with what we wanted to talk about,
mm-hmm.
I absolutely love the idea of why your blessings might be on hold.
Yeah.
Because I am a firm believer in the power of manifestation. I just had somebody challenge me with that.
Really?
On my social media, and I had to kind of put them to bed.
Well.
Put them to rest. Go take a little nap.
Today's not your day.
Ooh, it ain't gonna be a good day for you. It's not gonna be a good day for you. I am not the person to challenge when it comes down to the power of manifestation. I am a personal believer in the power of words.
Mm-hmm.
Words carry so much power and so much energy.
Episode one,
we talked about that already. But a lot of times, the things that we think that we are ready for,
yes,
whether it is the responsibility of credit, whether it is the responsibility of owning your first home, whether it is the responsibility, and this may sound simple to you guys, but I think a lot of folks are going to have ahas, but the responsibility of making the decision to have a roommate,
mm-hmm.
whether it is the responsibility to have a pet, whether you choose to buy a pet or foster a pet, whether it is the responsibility of choosing to foster a child. You have to understand the motivation for what it is that you're asking for,
mm-hmm.
the intention behind it, because if you were to receive everything.
Can you imagine?
Oh my God. If you were to receive everything that you want.
Right.
And you don't understand.
There'd be a pink elephant in the room right now. Because I thought about it.
Purple, polka dot.
Uh-oh.
All kind of stuff going on.
There's a
Ferris wheel in the backyard.
Right.
Everything. When you think about, if you were to receive everything that you wanted, that high school boyfriend that you just wanted to challenge your mother and father about because you wanted to damn them to hell because they didn't like your boyfriend.
Yep.
And your father refused to let you date your boyfriend, and you hated your daddy because you couldn't understand why he didn't like Lil Davy.
We're madly in love.
We are in love.
We're in love. You don't understand.
You don't understand. You are interfering with my love life. You are crushing my spirit and my soul. I love him. I want to be with him for the rest of my life.
And the universe said, nope.
And the universe, God, whatever you choose to call it, said
mm-hmm.
no and a hell no.
Yeah.
And now, fast forward.
Thank God.
You find out Lil Davy was a serial killer.
He's in prison.
And he's in prison.
God bless him.
But that could have been part of your journey.
Right.
A part of your story.
But something intervened.
But something intervened.
And said no.
Something intervened and said no. So our quote unquote blessings are on hold for so many different reasons. We're not ready.
We're not ready.
Or there are lessons to be learned,
Mhm.
experiences to be had to prepare us where we can receive the blessing and not take it for granted.
And sometimes you don't see that until you're there.
Exactly.
Hindsight is 2020.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
I had my son Cody. He was very, 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 very sick. I thought it was a really good idea to get pregnant immediately. I had a miscarriage. I thought it was a really great idea to get pregnant immediately. I had a miscarriage.
Wow.
He was in the hospital that whole time, and I would have had a newborn and a baby in the hospital. Thank the good Lord had better ideas than this dumb 24-year-old
Right.
and said, no, those babies are not coming. And then I had Skylar,
Right.
and Cody was in the hospital one time after she was born. But had I had those other babies,
Oh, yeah.
it would have been a
And
disaster.
your hands would have been beyond full.
Disastrous.
Yeah.
I was not mentally,
Mentally
emotionally,
ready.
physically prepared. I wasn't time-wise prepared.
For two babies, literally, with a sick kid
With
in the
a
hospital.
sick kid that was living in the hospital for 3 years, basically. And how am I going to juggle that?
Mhm.
So literally, when you look back, you go, thank God I had those miscarriages. How can a woman say thank God for 2
I was
miscarriages?
just going to say, you're going to have people going to challenge that
And let me tell you what,
and not understand.
the one I had a DNC on Christmas Eve morning and then came home to make a whole Christmas dinner. However, I can say beyond a shadow of a doubt that those were blessings and timings. I did, thank God, go on to have 3 healthy babies, but the universe knew more than I did.
And I'll tell you something. I know it's going to be people that's going to get mad.
But that's my story.
And what I'm going to say is controversial. But even when you look at the lives of people dating,
Mhm.
whether they want to be engaged or whatever, if you have a toxic attitude,
Mhm.
if you don't understand that words have power, if you don't understand that your actions can literally leave, whether you're a man or a woman, your partner, your love interest, destroyed in spirit, slain in spirit. The universe, God, whatever you choose to call it, for me, it's God.
Ditto.
I just do not believe that God is going to allow, if my attitude is not right,
You're not healthy.
I'm not healthy emotionally, mentally, even financially.
Mhm.
I'm destructive in my money management. I know that God is not going to allow me to meet the man of my dreams where I can fuck his life up.
And yours and the relationship. The universe is pressing pause.
I am telling you, and people don't understand.
People don't
it.
listen.
And then they want to combine, or they bring religion into it and God into it. And that's why I don't pray. That's why I don't serve. I don't
Mhm.
believe, because I don't understand why I've been praying and asking God to pray. If you are fucked up and you getting ready to fuck up somebody else's life, and you're going to have children and fuck them up too,
Oh, God.
because your toxic attitude and you have anger issues or childhood trauma that you've not dealt with, you are going to bring the calamity trifecta of all that bullshit into your marriage, into your relationship, and bring it onto your children. And then you can't understand why the universe or why God's not blessing you. You're not ready.
You're not ready to get those
It's
blessings.
not that the blessings.
You won't even see them.
But see, people tend to associate it with my blessings are being, God's punishing me.
Punishing me.
I must have done something. What?
No, you're
It's-
being blessed that
you're-
you haven't met him.
You are being blessed.
He
or
took a
you-
left turn so he wouldn't meet you, because if he had met you, he'd be running.
And then
Or
sometimes,
she.
like I tell people, is that what I've seen God do is that God will put them on the back burner on simmer.
Correct.
It don't mean that the person's not coming into your life, but the Lord wants us to be whole, my opinion. in my intimate relationship that I have with God is that God wants me to be whole, where I can be a blessing to my partner, my life mate, my spiritual partner, the
Right.
person that I choose to share my life with. I know God don't want me out here just wrecking. I mean, again, I
But
know
people force
y'all
it.
gonna get upset.
People force it though.
Y'all gonna get upset, but we don't care. I don't
Mm-mm.
care. She don't care. We don't care. And I mean that laughingly, you guys. We
Right.
do love you. We care. But what I'm saying
We
is
care so
that
much we're not afraid to say weird shit.
not afraid to say the truth. But I know for a fact that when you don't understand that you literally can destroy a person's life and future
Mm-hmm.
because of your attitude or your toxic behavior. God doesn't want us out here destroying people's hearts and their spirits. So if he has to put that person on hold, where you literally
Get more time.
where you have more time to get yourself together,
More
where when you
experiences.
come together, you can come together to build something great.
Mm-hmm.
Women have the tendency to not understand that every person you encounter, every relationship that you have, I can't speak as a man because I'm not a man and I don't have a man's experiences. I am a woman. So my experiences, I can speak to other women. But I see so many women that literally are fucking wrecking balls, where they go out here and they're just destroying and slaying the spirit of men. And they don't understand that not only does it affect him, it affects every other woman that he encounters that comes behind you.
Mm-hmm.
Because he assumes that you're going to do the same thing.
And they're broken.
And they're broken. But then these people go and have children.
The worst.
And then they pass that same thing on to their children because your children are watching your behavior.
Right.
I know what my parents taught me about sex, fidelity, infidelity.
Yeah.
I was a late bloomer when it came down to having sex. I didn't have my first encounter until I was in my mid-20s. That's late. I went to junior high, high school, and college and had not had sex.
I would really like to say the same thing, however, comma.
But my parents, I remember my father saying to me,
Mm-hmm.
the most precious thing that you have to give a man, I remember my father saying this to me all my years. The most precious thing that you have to give a man is your body. He said, you can give him your time. You can cook for him, clean for him, take care of him, help him, whatever way. But the most precious thing that you have to give a man is your body. My father said, when you make that decision that you are ready to share your body with a man, he needs to be somebody that you love.
Yeah.
And somebody that you can see spending the rest of your life with. That resonated with me so heavy that it was until I was in my mid-20s before I ever had sex.
Mm-hmm. Well, you know what I told my kids? For the rest of your life, your first is your first. You can't undo that story. Your first is your first of your first. It doesn't matter what the first was.
Absolutely.
Your first kiss,
Absolutely.
your first dance, your first homecoming, your first sexual encounter.
Absolutely.
That story stays with you
Absolutely.
forever.
But again, like I say, what my purpose and intention behind this episode
Mm-hmm.
is to plant the seed in the minds of all the women and all the men that hear us, where they truly, truly, truly understand the importance of what your intentions are, what your actions do out in the world,
Mm-hmm.
because your actions do determine
What comes next?
what comes next.
What comes next?
It determines whether you call it a blessing, whether you call it favor, whatever you want to call it. Your actions and your intentions in the world determine what's going to follow.
Well, you can look at it in very tactile things. You cannot buy a house until your credit is ready.
Absolutely.
You cannot buy a house until you have your percentage of money down.
Absolutely.
You cannot get married until you've dated somebody. So there is a cause and effect to all of our actions in life.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
And we just talked about this. You and I were not ready to do this series a year ago.
Yeah.
I was definitely not ready to do this series 2 years ago.
Yeah.
I was not where I needed to be mentally, emotionally, educationally, to have and sit down and have this conversation. I'd have been all over the place. I'd have been kerfluffling every word that came out of my mouth because I would have been feeling insecure.
Sure.
I wouldn't have been secure in who I was and am as a person. And so I think it's super important that we understand that there are steps that needed to be taken to get to where you want to go in life. As simple as a podcast, we had to get ready.
Absolutely.
There were steps that needed to be taken so that we could grow and bloom as humans.
Absolutely. Because when you understand, for me, when people ask me about calling and purpose, a lot of people are confused about that. I personally believe that your calling is what God or the universe has gifted you with in regards to your vocation or your career, whatever. My calling for me is my work as a private detective. I'm so clear on that. But my purpose, I truly understand the gift that God has given me of communication, the gift to empower people, to inspire people. I'm so clear on that. So I know that my purpose is to empower, to motivate, and inspire. That's my brand. When you understand that, that helps you to navigate in life. So for me, I understand my favor that God has given me. I understand the blessing of why I met you, how I met you.
So funny.
But when you understand that, you don't question it. And see, I'm all about, if I see God or the universe putting something on hold, I don't push it. I don't force it. I don't push it. I don't force it.
And
I can tell when God is saying,
I can feel it.
Hold on, sister girl. I got you. Hold on.
Don't be angry.
But you know, need to put this on. And I don't push it. I don't force it. I can always tell when God is saying, no, baby girl, not right now. Need to work on a few little things.
Right.
And I let the universe guide and direct me as to what I'm supposed to do next.
And you know what? I think that this is really a great opportunity right now, because I've talked about this before on the podcast, where my husband and I, we went to make an offer on a house. We didn't get it. Literally 2 weeks later, we had a situation where the money would have been there to buy that house. Literally 2 weeks later, my husband was upset we didn't get the house. I was perfectly fine with it because I understand timing and blessings. I understand no is an answer to a prayer.
Absolutely.
And I know that it would have been bad.
Absolutely.
And the fact that we got the money that we needed 2 weeks later, God was saying, in my opinion,
not that one, but
not that one.
Yeah,
trust me.
Something else.
Right?
Exactly.
Just please, because if it would have been 2 weeks earlier, we would have definitely got that house, and it wouldn't have been what we needed, right? And so I think it's super important when we do get the answer is no, when we do get the answer is not yet, when we do get the answer as not this one.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
We have to stay in a positive vibration.
Right.
We need to stay in happiness with the answer of no.
But see, you need to say that again so they can hear you again. Say it again.
It's huge that we stay inside of happiness when we get the answer of no and not yet, not this one. Because when we stay in the vibration, when we stay in the frequency of God, I know you got me. God, I know that you're on my side. You've got my back. You're bringing the blessings. No is an answer to a prayer.
Absolutely.
Then we are in the vibration of more good coming to us and more good coming to us. But when we sulk and we pout and we bemoan and we feel sorry for ourselves and we go to a low vibration and a low frequency, he broke up with me. My dad used to say it. He was a divorce attorney when he first started. And he used to be in meetings, you know, with the person that he was representing in a divorce. And he would look straight across the table and go, do you know the favor that she is doing for you by divorcing your ass?
Yes.
No is an answer to a prayer, and so is divorce sometimes.
It is.
So guess what?
If it is an abusive relationship,
Run.
mentally,
Run.
physically,
forget it.
Spiritually, emotionally, financially.
It is an answer to a prayer. If this person does not want to be with you,
I am telling you,
they're not dragging you through the mud.
It is an answer to a prayer. Sometimes people don't realize
and then they sulk.
That the ending of a relationship can be a freaking blessing. Because if the person is keeping you or stunting your growth, keeping you from finding your creativity and your individuality.
I could have never got here from where I was 25 years ago. I had to be in a relationship with Jim because he is a nest that has allowed me to grow.
God and the universe.
Stuff had to end.
God and the universe knew that.
And I love Rich, my first husband. But it wasn't right for this
knew
person.
What you needed for the next part of your journey to grow and expand and literally change the planet. It is the same thing with me in regards to when I look back on my life.
Oh, right.
See, I tell people all the time, people say, I speak and they'll say, give me some tips.
Right. Because this is exactly who you've been since you've been born, clearly. I'm exactly who I was when I was 14. Let me tell you.
Oh my God.
Not.
I tell people the best gift that you can give yourself is reflection.
Right.
That is the best gift you can give yourself is fucking reflection.
Reflect.
If you take a moment and look back at your life, it helps you to assess.
Right. Yeah.
Am I a good person? Am I where I'm supposed to be in my life? Am I in a loving partnership or relationship with somebody that I can grow with? I can be creative and fun and silly with.
What part of my house do I need to clean? And by house, I mean self.
Absolutely.
What needs to be cleaned up? What needs to be tightened up?
You have to be able to look at your life. And if I remember, I was 28 years old. Girl, I was international playgirl.
I was a mess.
Girl, I had them in every city, country, and state. I was hot as a firecracker. And I had an epiphany where I took a moment and I looked at myself. And when I tell you I didn't like who I was, I looked in the mirror and I could not stand the person I was looking at because I had become arrogant, not confident. I had become arrogant and all about myself. What? Whatever's on your mind, whatever you're thinking, whatever you're doing, whatever you're growing and assessing with your wealth and this, that, and the other. If it is not geared towards me, we have no conversation.
Right.
Girl, it was horrible. But taking that moment of reflection, which is to this day, I do this constantly and it helps me to grow.
Where am I at? What am I doing?
To check in. Because I want to make sure that I'm progressing where God can use me to be a blessing to the people that I meet. I mean, oh my God, I can't go anywhere without running into somebody that's either seen the show or they've heard me speak or now with the podcast, whatever. I want to be a blessing to people. But the only way that I can be a blessing to people is to, one, speak my truth, and two, know who the fuck I am.
Well, I did this because I was like, if someone so if I wrote my eulogy, I did this a couple years ago. If I wrote my eulogy, what would it say?
Yeah.
And that changed my life.
Yes.
I was not living the life that I wanted to be remembered for.
That's a good point.
And then God help all of us because all this happened.
At a retreat. I had never done that before.
That is huge.
I did that at a retreat in February and I was proud. Because I know who I am in the world. Yeah. And I know that I bless people. I know that I make a difference. I know that I have a servant's heart. But again, you have to be able to look at yourself, do the work to understand, are my blessings or the things that I desire in life, if they're not coming to me, am I participating in why they may not be coming to me?
What avenue am I missing?
What am I doing or not doing why what I am asking for is not coming?
Yep.
Is it being withheld because I'm ready or not ready? Is it being withheld because what I want is so big that I need a little bit more growth and maturity to prepare for what I'm asking for?
Well, they say that's with the lottery, when people win the lottery. And then they go from being broke to having $360 million to being broke. because they weren't ready.
Exactly.
They didn't do what it takes. They didn't have all their boxes checked. So they were still a poor person, even though they had money in the bank.
Exactly.
And so that's what we're talking about is your boxes need to be checked. You need to go through the steps of preparedness.
Absolutely.
To be ready for your blessings, or you're going to go back to being single, broke, unhealthy, whatever the case is.
There's a young lady, I cannot say her name.
Right.
I know her name, but I won't say it.
I mean, it's not J-Lo, but go ahead.
No. I love J-Lo.
I do too.
I'm so happy
She looks so good at
Go,
the VMAs.
J-Lo. Go, girl.
I mean.
But there's a young lady that's on social media, and I would give anything on the planet to be able to tell her to stop. She has this really interesting platform where she speaks a lot of positive truth.
Okay.
But what she speaks does not correlate with her image.
Walking the walk.
Oh my God.
You can see it a mile away.
Girl,
too.
I mean, she comes, I'm up here like, how are you're telling women to be positive in this one context? And that, we deserve the best, and you hold out for somebody that wants to love you and respect you and appreciate you, but you come off like some twerking trick. And I don't understand it, and I had the opportunity to meet her, really liked her, but I just was like, do you not understand?
Your message gets lost.
Your message.
You can twerk in your bedroom all you want.
I know
you can do a pole.
Girl.
That's an exercise. I would love to. I see those girls on the pole, and I'm telling you, I would like to be.
See, this is the thing with this particular individual.
Your message gets lost.
She's single, and she obviously wants to be married and in a relationship.
Thirsty.
But girl.
Thirsty.
But see, again, and then I've learned as I've gotten to know her that she's doing all of this because she's hoping it's going to attract. And what I want to say to this sister so bad is that, sweet pea,
you don't need to do that.
You don't need to do any of that. If you just remain the beautiful person that God made you, He will send the right person. But if He sends what you think you're asking for, you would destroy that man.
Right.
You would destroy
the relationship.
You would destroy. I could tell, girl, she would annihilate him.
Right.
She would use him for nothing but his money and leave that person broken. God ain't getting ready to bring no wealthy, gorgeous, fantastic, fabulous man into your life for you to fucking destroy him. And I can see that about, and it's not judgment. I mean, I read her post, and it's other people that have said, oh my God, did you read them? And she want a man and can't figure out why she can't get one. Because she didn't show everything on social media.
Well, I got a girl I'm going to have on the podcast whenever I can get to the relationship series, but I have her on hold. And this is what she does is she coaches women because she'll do an interview. So she's like a connector,
sure.
right? And so
she'll a matchmaker?
Yes.
Okay.
And I should have you on with her.
Girl.
And we could do a 3-way Zoom. And I go, and she says, women come to me and they're like, I want a millionaire who's got a private jet, who owns a business. And she's like, you ain't even close to being ready for all that. You wouldn't know what to do with all that. You can't sit in a suite at the, New York Yankees game and talk to all of his friends. You're not ready for that type. You can't get there from here.
Yeah.
You can't get there from here. Mm-hmm. So you need to do the steps it takes to be able, because either that lifestyle will crush you.
Absolutely.
You will die. You'll be doing coke.
Absolutely.
You'll be drugging out and drinking.
That's what we're talking about.
You gotta be ready.
Your blessings might be on hold.
You gotta be ready.
Yep. Why your blessings might be on hold.
Right. You gotta be ready. You can't get there from
here.
You
ain't ready for that.
Yeah.
And if God in the universe were to bring it to you, you're going to fuck it up.
Well, and you know what? I tell people, like my mom, she's no nonsense. She raised me. She is no nonsense. Mm-hmm. And I know that my mother had me and thickened the skin. I mean, my skin is thick. And what I've had to go through so that when I am standing on stage with you, giving our address, when we are getting negative fan mail, when we are being,
keep going. We don't care.
I don't care. My mother raised me. You can't hurt my feelings. You can't get to me.
Also, too, when you know what your intentions are. My intentions are to, as I stated, I understand what my purpose is.
Right.
It's to inspire, empower, and motivate. I know what my intentions are. So when people say ugly things, whatever, I mean, there'll be people that will like and don't like what we say and what we do. I don't care.
Yeah.
But
Everyone's got an opinion.
Absolutely. But the majority of the people that will hear us and know who we are knows what my 25 years of being a freaking entrepreneur, my
Right.
28 years of being a private detective, I'm pretty damn good at what I do. I'm
Right.
the best at what I do. My life's experiences, I have every kind of client you can name. I've worked in corporate America. I've got governmental agencies and insurance companies and celebrities. So I can speak from a place of wisdom as being an entrepreneur for 25 years
Mhm.
with what you do and the experience that you have as a life coach and your experiences as a psychic and being able
A mom for
a life
25
strategist
years
and a mother and all those kind of things. People learn to respect what you're speaking and what you are bringing to the table. So I don't let anybody discount who I am and the wisdom and the knowledge that I have to be
Right.
able to share those things with the world. I know what my intention is. It is to help people because
Same.
they, you know, when people say, I feel like God is punishing me.
That's the one I hear all the time.
Oh my God, I hear that one all the time. I feel like God is punishing me. That's why I don't pray. That's why I don't serve. I'm an atheist. I'm agnostic. No. You made those choices because whatever your religious reasons are, whatever your spiritual preferences are, whatever, I respect it. I'm not going to get into that with you.
And we're going to be talking about spirituality and
And
religion,
religion. We're gonna be
and
talking
an
about that
episode
as well.
coming up.
But you have to make sure that you understand that we're not serving a God of the universe that's up there saying, I'm not going to give you that nanny, boo, boo, because I don't want you to be happy. That's not what happens.
That is not the way it works.
If you are not ready for what you are asking God in the universe for, it's not coming.
It's not coming. It's like you cannot.
It ain't coming.
Neither you nor I, and I
ain't
love
coming.
you, but neither you nor I
It ain't
are
coming.
going outside today and running a 10K.
No.
We're not ready. We're not ready.
No. I choose not to, but y'all keep running.
Because the bear's not chasing us. A bear's not chasing us.
Enjoy yourself. Have at it.
But we need to look at life like that. We need to stop. Look, we are not being punished. We're just not ready.
No. But
we could get ready.
You have to understand that.
It's the same.
You have to understand because
that's how you need to look at life.
This is me. I would rather God say, I know you desire that. I know you want that.
Mm-hmm.
But not now, baby girl.
We're not ready.
I would rather God do that than give it to me and me either fuck it up or destroy it.
Because that's what will happen. We will go out there.
What will happen.
We will pull a
Absolutely.
hammy.
That's what
we will pull a hammy.
It's so foolish.
We will break an ankle. We are not ready. But that's what it. If you get confused on this topic, that's a great way to break it and boil it down to the simplest things.
Yeah.
Meredith and Monica will pull a hammy, break an ankle, have cardiac arrest. We will die on the sidewalk because we are not ready. And so God is saving us by us getting winded at the end of the driveway.
Absolutely.
And saying, not today, bitches. Not today. Today is not your day.
I know.
But that's the way it works.
Boss bitches.
But that's how this works.
Speak it.
But that's how this
works.
works.
I just want people to
We're not
get
being
it.
punished.
But people gotta get it. I'm telling you, I hear all the time. God is holding my blessing back.
What did I do wrong?
How come I didn't get the job? Well, because God already saw that if you got the job, your ass was gonna start flossing, changing,
right,
arrogant, and He don't want you to do all that because He gave you a $50,000 a year raise. So the Lord already saw you get ready to turn into a monster.
To a monster.
So in order for so you don't turn into a monster,
we're gonna pause.
We're just gonna pause that blessing, let you get your head right. Then when you do receive it, you're ready for it. Because I just did a reel on fame. And I got it's the reel that I've gotten the most responses from, where I tell people wealth, which is different from riches. That's a whole nother. We need to do an episode on wealth. Different between wealth and riches.
On that. Take notes.
Wealth, prominence, fame, prosperity. None of those things should shift who you are at the core. If you do, shift because you become wealthy, or you're famous, or you become rich. If you change because of those things, there's a problem.
My friend says that money brings out who you really are.
I met
good or bad.
I met Quincy Jones once. I feel so blessed. And oh my God, I met him probably 15 years ago.
Mhm.
And his publicist is a really good friend of mine. And I remember him saying, changed my life. He said, if you want to know who somebody is, give them some money.
Right?
He said, give them money.
Because it's going to
He
bring
said,
out their true
because
essence.
he said, money brings out the core of who people are. You're either going to
I promise I'll be nice.
You are
by the
either
way.
going to be a giver,
Right?
and you're going to bless other people with
Mhm.
it, and you'll be philanthropic, or you're going to turn into this hella monster.
Right.
And that's why it's so important to understand that we're not serving a God or a universe that's holding our blessings back because he don't want you to be successful. He don't want you to succeed. He don't want you to be happy. That's bullshit. That's not what God in the universe is doing.
It's not the way it works.
Sometimes a no is a blessing. Sometimes a maybe is a blessing.
Mhm.
But let yourself be ready to receive it. If it is marriage, you want your marriage to be healthy.
Yep.
Or do you want to be one of these people that's been married 3, 4, 5, 6, 20 damn times because
Forcing it.
you ain't figured out the fucking lesson and why your damn relationships aren't working? You mean the common denominator is who?
Right.
You think you might have something to do with why you've been married 5 times and ain't none of them work? What you think?
Because you're attracting the way. So even if you think you have yourself together and they all beat me or they all had gambling problems or they all had something.
What is in you that is drawing that is attracting that? See, that's a whole nother subject.
That's a whole nother
people gonna
subject.
Get pissed off about that. But okay, so there's people that will challenge that you attract what you are. There are people that aren't gonna like that.
Water seeks its own level.
But if you keep attracting cray motherfuckers,
no offense, but
who you got to blame when you sit up here like, well, damn, the past 4 dudes that I dated was crazy as hell. Well, what the hell energy you putting in the universe?
Right.
Wherever the past 5 people that you dating was fucking crazy. You have to pull back from that. What did I say about the most important thing to be able to do? Self-reflection.
Yep.
What are you putting into the universe?
And why don't people ever do that?
But see, most people won't take that. Let me tell you.
But that's when you go person to person to person to dating to dating. You never take a time.
But look at how people respond.
Right.
I have seen people sitting at a dining table in a restaurant, texting each other,
texting other folk.
Texting each other. You are sitting across from your man or your woman.
Stop it.
I am serious.
What are they, mental?
And I'm up here like, who in the fuck does this?
That's crazy.
I want to have an intimate conversation with my honey. Honey, how was your day? What's going on with the assignment that you working, the important work that you're doing? You know,
you might be talking shit about someone else at the table.
You know what I'm saying? But I'm sitting up here, I'm like, who in the fuck is texting each other instead of having a conversation?
See.
But see, again, like I said, then you can't understand why you're not drawing what you're asking God for. It is because you have not put in the work to find out what is it in me that may be drawing unhealthy people to me.
Right. And we just had this conversation. We were talking about somebody and I said, you have to look and say, is that person healed?
Absolutely.
Based on where they've been.
Yes.
You need to take a pause.
Absolutely.
But the other thing too, inside of this conversation that is very, very important is understanding that. So people say merit, because I do a lot on TikTok, right?
Sure.
And a lot of people will say, how do you pray? What do you pray for? Who do you pray to? And what I say is, first of all, I just pray for whatever God wants for my life.
Sure.
That is an open-ended. Whatever, if that looks like tomorrow someone comes and takes my house, that's what it looks like.
That's what it is.
Then that's what it is.
Absolutely.
Meredith's living in a box. If right. But honestly, because I always look at it, that I have a human mind.
Right.
And my human mind can go from 1,000 square foot house to 1,500 square feet I have very small ideas.
Sure.
I have a human idea.
Sure.
But God's ideas for me
might be bigger.
Is so much greater than I could ever dream. Mm-hmm. If someone would have told me a year ago, this woman named Monica Morton is going to roll in from Atlanta, and you guys are going to do a podcast series, and then this, and then that. I go, are you crazy?
Exactly.
I'm a stay-at-home mom. I do a couple appointments a week. I am not going to have one of the top podcasts in the world. Global
podcast.
Global top 2.5 globally. No. Yes. I'm not going to have almost, by the time people hear this, over 500,000 followers on TikTok. I would have never believed you. But I now recognize that God has the universe has way bigger plans for me than I could dream of.
I want to chime in.
Yes.
And as we prepare to get ready to close and share a story with you guys about dreaming bigger.
Oh, yeah.
A very, very, very dear friend of mine who has passed. She passed last year, COVID.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I have a birthday party every year where I invite a group of my favorite, closest girlfriends. It's anywhere between 15 to 20 of us. We get together and have diva dinner.
Shocking.
This girlfriend said to me, she said, God keeps telling me you're not dreaming big enough. God said to tell you to dream bigger. So what I do for these parties is I come up with, I call them angel cards. So I write positive things on each card. Magnificent, boss lady, spectacular, go-getter, whatever. So I said, you know what? I'm going to surprise somebody this year. I'm going to put dream bigger, but instead of putting one angel card in the box, I'm going to put two. Dream bigger, 2 little angel cards, separate. So I put them in these beautiful little boxes. All of the boxes are the same color. Jumbled up the box, so I don't know who's getting what.
Right.
Set them on the table. We had this fantastic dinner. And everybody opened up their boxes at the same time. And I was so excited. I said, oh, I can't wait to see which one of my girlfriends is going to get the double dream bigger, God.
Right.
Girl, open up them boxes. I had the double dream bigger. I'm going to cry. I just lost it. I started crying. And I was like, you got to be kidding me. You got to be kidding me, God.
Stella!
See, it's so funny. I'm serious. I start crying.
Right.
And then they start crying. And when I explained to them that I had put the double dream bigger in there because I wanted to bless one of them with dreaming bigger. And the universe was saying, no, baby girl, we want you to dream bigger. So you guys, through the tears and all, we want you to dream bigger.
Yep.
So you can receive the blessings that God and the universe has for you because you have to be ready for them.
And because no one's punishing you.
Absolutely.
You're being saved.
Absolutely.
The universe and God has your back at all times, even when it doesn't look like it.
Yep.
Even when it doesn't look like it. But this has been a fun one.
This was a good one.
I had fun today.
I know. Dream bigger, you guys.
Dream bigger.
Dream bigger.
Your blessings are coming.
Absolutely.
Just have patience. We're back again next week.
Yeah.
We're relentless. We're relentless. But thank you so much for being here with me. It's so much fun.
I love you, my sister from another mill.
I'll tell you what. See you next week, guys. Thanks for listening. If you would like to connect on a more personal level, head over to meredithwillits.com or on Instagram at Meredith with a Y for behind-the-scene footage and outtakes. Please subscribe and come back each week for more Meredith with a Y. Thanks again for listening. Cheers.